Looter shooters, a really difficult genre to actually create nowadays. We've seen so many games like Anthem, The Division, Outriders, First Ascendant, and they all try to do this genre, but there's only one game that actually does it correctly, and it is Destiny 2 made by Bungie. But in any good looter shooter, the most important thing to me personally is the loot. I need a reason to play the activities, and I need a reason to grind for good stuff. No matter how good the activity is, if I'm not obtaining something worth my time, I'm probably not going to do it. And this was never an issue in Destiny until now for me. If we go back in time in Destiny 1, every activity and everything I was doing in the game just felt so rewarding and so, like, unique. I would go in strikes and get strike-specific loots. I would play PvP for years, by the way. I played for 3 years, and I was trying to get a god roll Ayuzuna, and guess what? I never got it. But there was the palindrome. There was so many guns to obtain from PvP that made playing PvP worth my time. And of course, I had fun playing it, but at the end of each match, I had a feeling that, oh, I might get a god roll, you know, I might get something I need. You would go in a raid, for example, Vault of Glass. You knew the armor from Vault of Glass was the Vault of Glass armor. It was just so unique, and you could get a, like, secret chest to get a cloak, a bond, or a mark. You had all the good guns, too. Like, for example, Fatebringer in Destiny 1. I had to get this gun because it was good in Crota in the first encounter. It was Arc, and it could roll with Firefly, so I could kill a bunch of different ads at the same time. And you had the Vision of Confluence, which was super good for the Oracles, so every gun from every activity just felt like it had a utility, you know? You had Prideth Revenge, which was good for PvP, the sniper rifle. And of course, you had raid exotics. And we have to talk about raid exotics in this video because in Destiny 2, I feel like raid exotics are just, they're not crazy enough, you know? They're not good enough. The feeling of completing the Vault of Glass in D1 and finally getting your Vex Mythic class and actually going Crucible with it, oh my god, no better feeling. When you did Crota's End and you get this sick looking armor that had like a green aura all around it, it's like, that was just phenomenal. Like, that's what we need in Destiny 2. And all the guns were pretty good too. The Ward of Crota was void, so you had to use it in, for example, Nightfalls, because Nightfalls, you had to use specific elements to destroy the shields and stuff. You had the Black Hammer. Like, that sniper had infinite bullets. It was so good for DPS. And just so many fun guns and so many fun armor was from Destiny 1. And it's the type of stuff that you just remember. Remember also the first time you got your Galahorn, your Twilight Garrison, your Bones of Ao. Like, that was just so fun back in the days. But this is not a video comparing Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. I think Destiny 2 is a superior version of D1 for sure. But in terms of loot, D1 just had it better. Now you wait for a new DLC in Destiny 2, and you know exactly the exotics that are coming because Bungie does a trailer for them. And you can determine if they're worth grinding for or not right away, because most of the time they are pretty bad, especially for PvP. And instead of being a random drop for exotics, you can just pretty much like get 1,000 engrams now, and like you just open exotic engrams and you get the exotics, and like there's no satisfaction at all. There's no RNG aspect. And it really wasn't better back in the days too when you had to do Lost Sector, because you would grind the activity just to get the specific loot that you want. Any activity, in my opinion, should drop any exotic at any point, and they should be kind of rare, you know? This is not me gatekeeping, but this is what keeps the game fresh. In the recent DLCs and Season of Destiny, we only get 3 exotic armor, 1 for each class. Like, in my opinion, a looter shooter, each season should have way more. Like, each DLC should have like 5, 6, 7, 8 exotics per DLC, just like we got in Forsaken or even in Shadowkeep. I don't think I have to go in depth in exotic. I think we all know that they're just kind of like boring now, but it is what it is. Obviously, we got to talk about the new tier system for weapons or armor. The 1 through 5 tier of armors. Obviously, you want to get a tier 5 because they have all the enhanced perks, the enhanced masterwork, and blah, blah, blah. And at first, I thought that was really cool. But the more I play this game and the more I reach a higher level, yes, I'm starting to get tier 5. But the tier 5s are getting boring to get. And this, I don't want to say it's as like someone gatekeeping it or having an ego, but it's just, I keep none of the tier 5 now because I have too many of them, and it's just not like rare anymore. And the people that are not reached the 400 plus light level yet, you're probably going to hate me for saying this, but once you reach that level and once you keep playing the game, you're going to understand that you're going to feel the same type of way as me. And obviously, I'm a Trials player, so I go to the Lighthouse pretty often. And now the Lighthouse feels like I'm getting just normal drops. Nothing unique about the tier 5. I want to get like tier 6, tier 7. Something that proves that I played a harder activity than other people, you know? Like, if I get a Flawless, I should get like a tier 6, tier 7. Something that's like proving that, oh, I achieved something in the game, you know? And my gun is like better. Or if, by the way, they should bring back Grandmaster Nightfalls. But if you do a Grandmaster Nightfall, you should get a gun that's different from a Strike, you know? And adept weapons were that thing back in the days. And removing them, even though tier 5s are better than adept in like stats wise, adepts just felt more like rewarding because you had a different name on your gun, you know? And they had better stuff, adept mods and stuff like that. Adepts, in my opinion, were just better in general because you actually had to earn them. And that's also another issue, and I think that's why Bungie started doing all this stuff and making reward just like pointless, because most people that play Destiny 2 now, they log in and they expect to get the loot without working for it. And now that we have that in Destiny, all those people are gone because it's just a double-edged knife. Obviously, it's cool that everyone can get the same loots, but at one point, people all get the same loot and they get bored. There's nothing to grind for, and they just leave the game. And I think it's a big factor in the population just being down right now. And it's happening to me also, because right now in Destiny, I'm really selective on the activities that I'm gonna play. If I look at the loot and in the activity, the loot is not worth it, I don't play it now. For example, Desert Perpetual, none of the armor looks cool in my opinion. None of the guns are good in PvP, and the raid exotic sucks. How many Desert Perpetual have I done? 1. I'm not gonna do more. There's no point for me, you know? And same with the epic version. Like, I don't want to get an exotic rockets that I'm never gonna use either in PvP or PvE. I want to go into the raid knowing that I can get a conditional finality or something really useful that I want to use. So I missed the old Destiny loot from Forsaken, Shadowkeep, Witch Queen. It was just different. And guess what? By the way, Bungie said that they were going to stop doing FOMO, which means the fear of missing out. So they said during the Fellwinter meta back in the days, probably like 2 years ago, that they're going to stop doing FOMO and they want everyone to be able to get the guns from any timestamp in Destiny. And guess what? They completely forgot about that again, and they made so many fun guns and good guns unobtainable now in Destiny. And that's just awful. Like, Igneous Hammer right now in Trials is one of the best guns to use. And guess what? It's out of the rotation and you cannot get it. Like, there's so many guns from all the seasons that are just unobtainable. Even comp weapons right now, Bungie thought it was a good idea to remove the focusing at Shaxx. So you cannot get any of the previous comp weapons except if you wait for Xur. But the Rose, which is probably the best 140 in the game, is unattainable. Like, why would new players come to the game if they can't even get the guns that people right now are using because they're just gone? Like, there's more FOMO than ever in Destiny I've ever seen. But Bungie gave us an option to wait for Xur and get those guns from Xur. I was like, great, we're going to be able to get Rose, we're going to be able to get, like, OG Palindrome, stuff like that from Xur, right? No, this guy comes in every single week, but every single week he has garbage. And sometime, once in a blue moon, like once every 6 months, oh, he's going to be selling, for example, an Ostringer, a Palindrome, or a Rose. Good. And you go to Xur and you talk to him, and you check the Rose roll, and it's always trash. So you wait 6 months for a weapon, and you have one chance of it being good. And it's always missing 1 or 2 perks, so you never truly get the God roll. Like, why not make Xur just have Rose, for example, and you could just buy it, like, with strange coins throughout the weekend. So you make people play during the weekend, and you get them to farm strange coins, and every time they click on the Rose, they get a random roll until they get the God roll. Great, you know? Like, it's just so annoying. So that is for the weapons and the loot in general in Destiny. I want to quickly talk about armor because I've heard rumors, and I don't know if it's true. I'm not blaming Bungie for that because I'm not sure if it's true, but it really feels like the armor in Destiny looks worse than it was back in the days. Every armor set that looks good now is just from Eververse. It's like they want you to buy the Eververse armor, so every other armor set, like raids, trials, or whatever, just looks so basic, so you spend money on silver. I've heard things about this, but I don't know if it's true. It's just sad to see, you know? I want to get cool stuff by playing the game, not by swiping my credit card. So that was mainly a rant. I just feel so sad, like, grinding Destiny 2, because I still truly enjoy the game, and it's truly a different game, and the gameplay is just so unique. But when you play this game, there's nothing to grind for, I feel like. So that's it. I'm done with my rants. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys drop a like if you want to see more videos like this. Peace.